Creators. In the animated short film The Ducktators worked around 20 people, but I will only mention two. Those two were the most relevant characters of this history, since they directed and produced the cartoon. This animated short film belongs to the series The Looney Tunes. The script was written by Melvin Miller, who is best known for writing the stories of the Big Porky, and although he wrote the script, were not his ideas. Those ideas belonged to Norman Maccabee and Leon Schlesinger. Leon Schlesinger was an American film producer who founded Leon Schlesinger Productions, which later became the studio of Warner Brothers Cartoon. For other side, Norman Maccabee was an English-born American animator. He joined Leon Schlesinger Productions as an animator in 1938, where he animated and co-directed several classic black and white Looney Tunes. However, the work of both characters has a negative past. As the United States joined World War II, many Hollywood cartoon studios started producing propaganda to support the Allied force, to keep up spirits by ridiculing the Axis armies in Germany, Italy, and Japan. Maccabee and Leon direct three cartoons of the latter category: The Ducktators, Confusion of a Nazi Spy, and Tokyo Yokio, works that are obviously forbidden in today's world for showing a ridiculous image of nations.
In the first part of the video, we can see the main character, who is Hitler, and there's an interesting fact. The part where it says "Sei Heil" is a phrase in German that could be translated as "Hail, long live, eternal victory." In the following scenes, a black goose appears that is an ally of Hitler. This character is Benito Mussolini. This character was a fascist from Italy. They were against France, the United Kingdom, and the other allies, the United States. Later, Japan joined, and the character that stands out from this country is the spy Taikyo Yoshikawa. Thanks to him, the attack on Pearl Harbor was possible. In the scene where all these representatives appear, a smaller duke appears representing the kingdoms of Bulgaria, Hungary, Romania, and Yugoslavia that adhered to the pact. The beard that has a laurel wreath on its head represents the League of Nations that ends the war. The barrel that appears in the war represents the United States, and the other beards are soldiers from the sides and even from the same population.
The main idea of this issue is to graciously represent the Second World War, explaining the arrival of Hitler and the beginning of this dictatorship, along with Benito Mussolini and Hadek Tojo. It gives us an idea of the power they had and how they were forced to praise them. And there is also a dog representing the peace, and this dog decides to be brave and confront them. The relevance of this cartoon, it seems that is relevant because the date, and it's an historic moment to remember, but in a wrong way, because they represent a story with racism and discrimination. And also, that cartoon is aimed to the children public, and they could misinterpret the message and pay more attention to the racism it shows.
The cartoon begins in a farm where some chicken, ducks, and geese live. After that, it shows a black egg that begins to hatch. From it comes out a duckling with an Adolf Hitler appearance, making the Nazi salute. After time passes, the Hitler dog grows into an adulthood, holding aggressive speeches toward other dogs and geese. One goose, representing Benito Mussolini, agrees with him and gives the Nazi salute. Then appears shots of Nazi soldiers doing the Nazi salute and a shot of the stormtroopers. A group of chickens and the Mussolini goose are then seen at what appears to be a peace conference, in which the Hitler dog slaps the Mussolini goose and puts the newly signed peace treaty through a shredder, whereupon everyone in the peace conference area brawl against each other. Then appears another dog with holding the flag of Empire of Japan. It seems swimming across the water and placing the flag on a tiny island that turns out to be a turtle, who emerges from the water and chases the dog. The three Hitler dog, Mussolini goose, and Toyo dog are then seen marching across a field while singing a parody of the song "One Two Buckle My Show." A dove appears and tries to reason with the Axis powers. However, they ignore him and trouble him. The dove and a group of chickens proceed to combat against the Axis powers. Years later, the dove, now a brave war hero, explains to his children that even though he hates the war, he chooses to be brave and stand up against the Axis powers. The dove then points out his children that his enemies are now moose-head trophies. The final message of the cartoon states to the US audience that if they wish to defeat the Axis powers and bring peace to the world once again, all they have to do is buy United States saving bonds and stamps.
One of the scenes that causes controversy is when the Duck Hitler slaps the goose Mussolini. This because they are supposed to sign a peace agreement and Hitler broke it. Another scene that causes controversy is when the dove has a trophy the heads of Hitler, Mussolini, and Tahoe. As many people watching that scene could get upset for being a violent scene.